Investment and Tax Planning for Retirees by CA N. Subramanian, FCA Chartered Accountant. Let us take an illustrative income age graph showing the relation between the earnings by a salaried individual and his age. Assume an individual joins an employment at the age of 25 years with a starting salary of Rs 20,000. The salary income of the individual increases as he gains experience and his age goes up. Let us assume that his salary increases by Rs 10,000 per month for every 5 years, and when he reaches the age of 60 years, he draws a salary of Rs 90,000 per month. However, on reaching the age of 61st year, his income goes down by two-thirds because of his retirement and there is no salary income. Now he has to bridge the gap with the income from his investment of retirement funds to maintain his standard of living. What are the sources of retirement fund? Earned leave encashment. An employee will have unavailed earned leave to his credit on the date of retirement. He can encash the same on retirement and receive salary equivalent to the number of days of leave to his credit. For the purpose of calculation, salary year means basic pay and DA drawn on the date of retirement. The amount received towards earned leave encashment up to the limit of Rs 25 lakhs is exempted from income tax. Then Provident Fund. The amount standing to the credit of the employee's Provident Fund account on the date of retirement will be received by the employee. The amount received under the Provident Fund account is exempted from income tax. Then the gratuity entitlement. An employee is entitled to receive gratuity amount on the date of retirement. For every year of service, 15 days salary will be paid as gratuity for the number of years of service put in by the employee on the date of retirement. The entire gratuity amount received is exempted from income tax. Then the commuted value under the superannuation scheme. If an employee has a superannuation scheme implemented by the employer, he will receive commuted value of the pension on the date of retirement. The amount received under commuted value of pension is exempted from income tax. Under the employee's pension scheme, a monthly pension amount will be received by the employee from the employee's provident fund for every month. Investments, regular and periodic returns. Retirement means the end of earning period for many, unless one chooses to work after retirement, maybe as a consultant or as a businessman. Making the best use of retirement corpus would help to keep the tax liability at minimum and provide a regular stream of income. Building a retirement portfolio with a mix of fixed income and market linked investment remains a big challenge for many retirees. The challenge is not to outlive the retirement funds. One retires at 58 or 60 while the life expectancy would be 80, so the retirement fund should generate income for another 20 years. The idea is to build a retirement portfolio with a mix of fixed income and value appreciation of their investment linked with the market. Here are a few investment options for the retired to provide for their monthly household expenses and increase their net worth. Investment strategy tips. Never put all your investments in one basket. Diversify your investment and reduce the risk, which means if you wish to put your fund in fixed deposits of bank, put it in different banks like nationalized bank, private banks and small finance bank. Also you can invest part of fund, mutual fund, bond, securities, etc. Think beyond real estate and gold. Diversify your portfolio beyond traditional avenues of gold and real estate, since real estate and gold are not liquid funds and will not generate fixed income. How much to invest in any asset class? The key to good investment plan is asset allocation. Asset allocation is a balancing act of investing in various asset classes to manage risk and returns. It takes into account your goals, risk tolerance, and your investment period. Asset allocation. Following factors decide the asset allocation. Age. Older you are, lower the equity. Reduce your age from 100 and that could be your equity allocation. It is a percentage of investment in equity. Risk profile. Understand your risk tolerance level. Determine your appetite and risk capacity, especially while investing in equity and high yield but low rated financial institutions. Need based. The requirement of funds, whether the funds are required for short term or for a long term. Strategic. You can have a targeted return and then based on expectation can fix the asset mix. Have it reasonable and realistic. You can fix the rate of return and based on the percentage of return fixed, decide the asset mix. Constant. Have a fixed allocation to a portfolio which decides the percentage to various asset class. Have the fixed allocations like shares, FDs, securities, etc. to your portfolio. Tactical. Take a tactical deviation from the proposed mix to capitalize on investment. Tactical asset allocation can be done monthly. Rebalancing the portfolio. The key to managing risk and returns. Rebalancing can be done at any time once. Beating the inflation through asset allocation. Keep your watch on the expected return from the portfolio as that is a factor of asset allocation. No asset class performs well at all times. Performance of asset class depend on the domestic as well as global situations. Let us see the avenues of investments. National Pension System (NPS). All Indian citizens between the age of 18 to 70 are eligible to invest in National Pension System. NPS provide old age income, market-based return, old age security. NPS is regulated by Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Minimum contribution to NPS is 1000 rupees per annum and minimum number of contribution once in a year. Provision to contribute or to defer withdrawal till 75 years of age. Subscribers can choose either active choice or auto choice. Active choice, equity 75%, corporate debt 10%, government securities 10%, and alternative investment is 5%. Auto choice, aggressive, moderate, and conservative. Equity, corporate debt, and government bonds. National pension system continued. Flexibility. You can change the points of presence, that is POP, investment pattern 4 times in a year and fund manager once in a financial year. Optimize the return through various asset class like corporate bonds, equity, government securities, and alternative investment. The net asset value of the units is declared at the end of the day. Based on the net asset value, units are credited in the subscriber's account. The return is market driven. It is not fixed return. There is no guaranteed or defined return. The average return of the past varies from 9% to 12%. The returns are accumulated in the corpus for pension. Deduction under 80C of the income tax up to rupees 1.5 lakh and rupees 50,000 under section 80CCD1B. The minimum lock-in period is 3 years. National pension system continued. After 3 years of lock-in period, partial withdrawal up to 25% of your contribution is allowed to be withdrawn for specific purpose like medical treatment, children education, purchase of property. The NPS matures at the age of 60 but can be extended till the age of 75 years. That is, you can make the subscription up to 75 years. On maturity, 60% of the corpus can be withdrawn either as a lump sum or in a phased manner called systematic lump sum withdrawal every month and is tax free. The return that is generated from the balance corpus during systematic withdrawal phase is tax free. The rest 40% of the corpus mandatorily to be used to buy annuity to get monthly pension. If the total accumulated pension corpus is less than or equal to rupees 5 lakh, investor can opt for 100% withdrawal. List of annuity plan that is being offered to the annuitant. Annuity for life. Annuity with life with return of principal to the nominee. Annuity with life with ROP on critical illness. Joint life with ROP and joint life without ROP. Senior Citizen Savings Scheme with a sovereign guarantee. The first choice of most retirees in their investment portfolio is investment in Senior Citizen Savings Scheme. The scheme is available only for senior citizens or early retirees. Senior Citizen Savings Scheme can be availed from post office or banks by anyone above 60. Senior Citizen Savings Scheme has a 5-year tenure which can be further extended by every 3 years indefinitely. Currently, the interest rate is 8.2% per annum, payable quarterly on 31st March, 30th June, 30th September, and 31st December of every year. The interest received under the Senior Citizen Savings Scheme is fully taxable. The interest rates are set at each quarter and linked to the that is government security rates. The interest rate applicable on the date of investment is fixed for the tenure of 5 years. Senior Citizen Savings Scheme continued. Once invested, the rate remains fixed for the entire tenure of 5 years. Currently, SCSS offers the highest post-tax returns among all comparable fixed income taxable products. The maximum investment limit is 30 lakh and minimum of 1000. One may open more than one individual account or joint account, but the maximum amount is 30 lakhs. The investment is eligible for tax benefit under Section 80C in the year of investment. The scheme allows premature closure at any time after date of opening but with penalty depending on the year of completion before the closure. The capital invested and the interest payout which is assured as a sovereign guarantee. Individuals can appoint nominees under the ACSS. Post Office Monthly Income Scheme POMIS account. Only resident adult Indians are eligible to open POMIS account. Account can be opened with a minimum of 1000 and multiples of 1000. Maximum investment is rupees 9 lakh for single account and rupees 15 lakh for joint account. The tenure of the investment is 5 years. The interest is payable monthly. The current interest rate applicable is 7.4% per annum. The investment doesn't qualify for income tax. The interest is taxable. The premature closure is allowed after 1 year with penalty which depends on year of closing from the date of opening. An investment in fixed deposits in nationalized and other scheduled banks. The interest rate varies with the different nationalized and private banks. The rates are lower in nationalized bank than offered by small finance bank like Equitas, Bandhan, RBL, etc. and non-banking finance sectors. The interest rate offered by the bank for senior citizens may be checked before making investment. Interest rate of some of the banks, State Bank of India 4 to 7.5% for a tenure of 7 days to 10 years of deposit. HDFC 3.5% to 7.5% for investment for 7 days to 10 years of deposit. Axis Bank 3.5% to 7.75 for 7 days to 10 years tenure. Equitas Bank 4% to 9% for 7 days to 888 days of tenure. Interest rate will always be higher for 1 year and less than 3 year deposits. Investment in fixed deposits of Repco Bank repatriates Cooperative Finance and Development Bank. The Repco Bank is controlled by Government of India, 4 southern states and repatriates. The bank offers 8.5% interest to senior citizens payable monthly for 400 days period. The bank offers 8.75% simple interest for senior citizens on maturity after 56 months period under Repco 56 scheme. Loan can be availed against deposits at 2% above deposit rate. Bank gives loan against NSC, LIC policies or pledging or assigning the same. Deposits can be pre-closed. The penalty will be 1% from the deposit rate. Investment in bonds. RBI floating rate savings bond. The resident individuals can invest a minimum amount of 1000 rupees in these bonds. Interest rate currently is 8.05% per annum, payable off yearly in June and December of every year. The coupon rate is reset on 1st of January and 1st of July every year. Secure and safe investment option. Maturity period of the bond is 7 years. The bonds are not tradable in the secondary market and not eligible as collateral for availing loans. Premature closure of the bond is available after 6 years of the opening of the bond with 50% of loss to coupon payment as penalty. RBI floating rate savings bond continued. Nomination facility is available and joint holding is also available for the investment in bond. Income from bond is taxable at applicable rate. You can subscribe to the bond through State Bank of India and other nationalized bank and also 4 private banks. Premature withdrawal for those aged between 60 to 70 years after the 6th year of investment. Aged between 70 and 80 years after the 5th year of investment. Those who are above 80 years from the 4th year of investment, they can prematurely withdraw the amount from the bond. Investment in public provident fund. Only Indian resident is eligible to open one PPF account. Joint holding of the account is not available in PPF. Deposit minimum rupees 500 and maximum 1.5 lakhs in a financial year. Number of times you can deposit minimum number 1, maximum number of times is 12 in a financial year. The present interest rate is 7.1% compounded annually and it is not taxable. Interest rate is applicable as notified by the central government on quarterly basis. Deposits to be made before 5th of a month for interest eligibility. The scheme is backed by the central government. Investment in public provident fund continued. Deduction under Section 80C of the income tax can be claimed up to rupees 1.5 lakh in the year of investment. Investment period is 15 years and can be extended for every 5 years continuously. Loans can be availed between 3rd to 6th financial year up to 25% of the sum available at the end of the second year. The interest rate for the loan is 1% more than the interest paid or earned. Partial withdrawal facility is available from the 5th financial year onwards. Premature closure is allowed after completion of the 5th year for medical treatment, wedding of children, but penalty of 1% will be levied on premature withdrawal. Investment in National Savings Certificate. Ninth issue. The National Savings Certificate scheme is open to individual Indian citizens only. It's a safe and secure investment to save taxes and earn steady and guaranteed income. The present interest rate under the scheme is 7.7% and compounded annually. Deduction under Section 80C is allowed up to 1.5 lakhs for both investment and the interest accrued. Minimum investment is rupees 1000 and there is no maximum limit for investment. Banks accept NSC as collateral or security for advancing loans. Investment in post office time deposit account. One can invest in post office time deposit account with a minimum of rupees 1000 and thereafter with multiples of 100 rupees without any maximum limit. Interest rate varies with the number of years of deposit. 6.9% being now offered for 1 year of deposit, 7% for 2 years of deposit, and 7.1% for 3 years of deposit, and 7.5% for 5 years of deposit. Interest is payable annually, but the interest is compounded quarterly. Account may be a single name or in a joint name. The investment under 5 years qualifies for deduction under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act. Then investment in tax saving fixed deposit being offered by banks. Tax saving fixed deposit have a fixed tenure of 5 years. Tax deduction under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act up to rupees 1.5 lakh can be availed. Interest rate varies from 6.75% to 8.15% per annum compounded annually. Then the premature closure of the tax saving fixed deposit is not allowed. Then investment in fixed deposits of non-banking financial companies. Investment in Tamil Nadu Power Finance and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. Regular interest payment scheme of Tamil Nadu Power Finance Corporation offers monthly, quarterly and annual interest. For senior citizens, the interest rates are 8.5% monthly for 3 years deposit and 8.25% for investment period of 4 and 5 years. Minimum deposit amount is rupees 1 lakh. The employee should check the interest rate before making investment. They are offering cumulative deposit scheme also. This corporation is wholly owned by Government of Tamil Nadu. Interest amounts are directly credited to depositors' bank account. An investment in fixed deposits offered by Tamil Nadu Transport Development Finance Corporation. It's wholly owned by the Government of Tamil Nadu. Minimum deposit acceptable is rupees 50,000. Interest rates 8.4% and 8.5% for 24 and 36 months and 8.25% for 48 and 60 months. An investment in fixed deposits of Bajaj Finance Service. Minimum deposit is rupees 15,000. Interest rate is 8.51% for 42 months duration and monthly interest is payable. Then investment in fixed deposits offered by Sundaram Finance. Minimum deposit acceptable is rupees 10,000. The present interest rate is 7.67% for 12 months and 7.95% for 24 and 36 months respectively. Then investment in Sriram Finance. Minimum deposit acceptable is rupees 5,000. Then interest rates are 8.39% to 9.34% for 12 to 60 months period of deposit. The interest is payable monthly. Then investment in mutual funds. There are different mutual funds available in the market. Let us see the dividend mutual fund. Dividends are paid to the investor at intervals by the mutual fund company out of the earnings. Returns are not reinvested as the same is paid out as dividends to the investors. The dividends are not paid in fixed intervals and the amount is also not fixed. Dividend mutual funds are classified under debt and equity mutual funds. Dividends distributed by mutual fund is taxed at the rates applicable for the individual. Systematic withdrawal plan. Suitable for investors looking for steady flow of income. Investors get the fixed amount determined by the investor at the end of each month. When the fund performs good, the systematic withdrawal payment will last longer. If it is poor, then the systematic withdrawal payment will finish sooner. Then the capital gain is tax is applicable for the payment made by the mutual fund. Investment in mutual funds continued. Mutual fund based on structure. Open-ended funds. There is no fixed maturity date for the fund. There will be a continuous sale and repurchase and transactions are net asset value based. Closed-ended funds. These funds run for a specific period, offered for the first time subscription, and it cannot be repurchased in the market. Interval funds. Variant of closed-ended funds becomes open-ended at specific intervals have to be listed in the market based on investment objective. Debt funds. Investment in long-term and short-term debt instruments and provide regular income to the investor but of low risk. Equity funds. Investment in equity securities and provide growth and capital appreciation over long term but with high risk for the investor. Hybrid funds. Investment in a combination of equity and debt securities and provide both income and capital appreciation with moderate risk for the investors. Investment in Equity Linked Savings Scheme ELSS. Equity Linked Savings Scheme is the only mutual fund eligible for tax deduction under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act up to a limit of 1.50 lakh. Return from ALSs are subject to long-term capital gain tax if gain exceeds 1.25 lakhs. Minimum lock-in period is 3 years. One can start an equity-linked savings scheme online either as a lump sum basis or on systematic investment plan. It has dual benefits of wealth, it is capital growth and tax benefits. Returns are not fixed and subject to equity market risk. ELSS has delivered 14 to 16% returns in the last 5 years. Risk factor in ELSS is high compared to bank fixed deposit, where the capital is protected and safe. Preferable to go for open-ended scheme. The investor should keep reviewing the performance of the scheme after the lock-in period of 3 years. Investment in other categories of bonds. Government bonds. Investment in government bonds issued by the central and state governments. The investment period is between 5 to 40 years. These investments are guaranteed by the central and the respective state governments. The rates of interest is floating as well as the fixed rates. Investment in these bonds can be done in primary and secondary market. Then tax-free bonds. Fixed income securities issued by the government and PSUs like Indian Railways, REC Rural Electrification Corporation, NHAI National Highway Authority of India and NTPC National Thermal Power Corporation. These bonds are risk-free as well as the tax-free. Investment in tax-free bonds continued. The interest received under the tax-free bonds is exempt under Section 10 of the Income Tax Act. The maturity period of these bonds varies between 10 to 20 years. The coupon rate, that is the interest rate, varies between 5.5% to 6.5%. These bonds are tradable in secondary market. Capital gain received is taxable under the Income Tax Act. This investment is recommended for investors in higher income slab. Investment in corporate bonds. Investment in securities issued by the companies, including the public sector units. The face value of these bonds is Rs 1,000. Investment in corporate bonds continued. The maturity period of the corporate bond varies between 5 to 12 years. Interest for these bonds payable of yearly. Interest rate of these bonds varies depends upon rating of the corporate. The interest rate varies between 7% to 12%. The bonds, some of them are secured and some others are unsecured. The risk varies from low to high. These bonds are tradable in secondary market. Credit rating is the key for investment in these bonds. Then investment in senior secured bonds. These bonds are secured. The unit price of these bonds is 1,000 rupees. Investment in senior secured bonds continued. Minimum number of units to be subscribed is 10. Interest at present is 10%. Interest is payable quarterly. Maturity period of these secured bonds varies between 2 and 3 years or at intervals. These bonds are issued by non-banking financial companies. These bonds are not tradable in the secondary market. But before investment in these bonds, credit rating of the corporate to be noted. Websites to know more for investment in this kind of bonds are www.indiabonds.com, www.iccidirect.com, www.windwealth.com, www.thefixedincome.com. Let us see a comparison of investment in long-term tax savings scheme, investment in National Savings Certificate issued by post offices. The interest rate is 7.7% at present. The lock-in period is 5 years. Risk associated with NSC is very low. Investment in equity-linked savings scheme funds. The return so far is between 12 to 15%. The lock-in period is 3 years. Risk is market related. Investment in public provident fund. The rate of interest is 7.1%. The lock-in period is 5 years. Risk is very low. Then investment in national pension scheme. The return so far from NPS is from 8 to 10%. The lock-in period is till 60 years the individual reaches. The risk associated with the NPS is market related. Then investment in fixed deposit of banks. The interest varies from 7 to 8.3%. The lock-in period is 5 years. The risk is very low. It is advisable that a retiree, before making investment decision, prepare a working sheet like this showing fund received under various sources, investment of these funds in different schemes, and the expected return from the investment. After preparing the same, decide whether the return is sufficient to meet your day-to-day expenses and for your long-term needs. Let us see the sample here. The amount received on settlement by a retiree from Provident Fund is 50 lakhs, Gratuity 20 lakhs, Superannuation Benefit Fund 20 lakhs, Early Leave Encashment 5 lakhs. Totally he receives an amount of 95 lakhs from the employer. And he makes the investment in ACSS 30 lakhs, MIS 15 lakhs, Tamil Nadu Power Finance 5 lakhs, Revco Bank 10 lakhs, Sundaram 5 lakhs, TTC Tamil Nadu Transport Corporation 5 lakhs, others 10 lakhs, investment in equity linked savings scheme 15 lakhs. Totally he invests 95 lakhs which he received from employer. Then the interest monthly he will get 20,000 from senior citizen savings scheme and 8,875 MIS and so on. Totally the interest amount per month will be 50,603. Then interest from investment is 50,603. Pension pay, pension being received from the LIC or from any other sources is 28,000. Then pension under the employees pension scheme is 2,500. So the total monthly income is around 86,068. The monthly expenses is around 66,068. So you are having a savings of 20,000. This savings for the annum is around 2.4 lakhs. You can invest this 2.4 lakhs in tax savings scheme like PPF, then NPS 1 lakh each, and in fixed deposit for 40,000 rupees. What are the income which are taxable in the hands of a retiree? Pension, which is being received from Life Insurance Corporation and Employees Provident Fund Office, pension from insurance policies, interest received from FD, savings bank account, saving senior citizen savings scheme, etc. Consultancy fees if he engages in a consultancy work, income or loss from house property, capital gain may be a long term or short term, and speculation. What are the exemptions and deduction under the old regime? Standard deduction of rupees 50,000, interest on FD, RD, SB account up to the limit of 50,000, insurance premium, public provident fund, national savings certificate investment, Senior Citizen Savings Scheme investment up to a limit of 1.5 lakhs, investment in National Pension Scheme up to a limit of 50,000, medical insurance if it has been taken by the retiree to an extent of 50,000 rupees premium, medical expenditure for specified diseases rupees 1 lakh, interest on housing loan up to 2 lakhs. Deduction under the new regime, standard deduction rupees 75,000 only. Income tax slab under the old regime up to 3 lakhs nil, from 3 to 5 lakhs 5%, from 5 to 10 lakhs 10,000 plus 20%, from rupees 10 lakh and above 1 lakh 10,000 plus 30%. New regime rupees 3 lakhs nil, rupees 3 to 7 lakh 5%, rupees 7 to 10 lakhs rupees 20,000 plus 10%, rupees 10 to 12 lakhs of income rupees 50,000 plus 15%, income from rupees 12 to 15 lakhs 80,000 plus 20%, above rupees 15 lakhs rupees 1 lakh 40,000 plus 30%. Cess is applicable at the rate of 4%. Rebate under section 87A is allowed for 10,000 rupees under the old regime and rupees 25,000 under the new tax regime. Senior citizens not having business income exempted from paying advance tax. Tax implication on shares and mutual fund transactions. Dividend received on shares are taxable at the rates applicable for the individual. Short-term capital gains from listed equity shares, equity-oriented mutual funds realized within the holding period of 12 months is taxed at a special rate of 20%. Gain from debt fund sold within the holding period of 24 months is taxed at the rates applicable for the individual. Long-term capital gains from equity shares, equity-oriented mutual funds realized after a holding period of 12 months and more is taxed at a special rate of 12.5%. Gain from debt funds sold after 24 months of holding is taxed at 20%. Long-term gain up to rupees 1.25 lakhs is exempted. Shares, intraday trading, gains from intraday trading is considered as speculative business income and taxed as per applicable tax slab. Futures and options. Income from futures and options is considered as normal business income and taxed at the rates applicable for the individual. Do's and don'ts for the retirees. Do not invest your retirement money in high risk and high return investment like deposits in an unknown non-banking financial sector. Never put all your investment in one basket. Divert the fund in different schemes of investment. Before taking investment decision, estimate your requirement for regular monthly income to meet the monthly household expenditure. Park a part of your funds to generate the required monthly income with the Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, Monthly Income Scheme, and FDs. The money required in lump sum to meet one-time requirement like marriage expenditure for children to be estimated and be kept in a fixed deposit separately with a bank fetching interest income. The deposit may also be kept in cumulative scheme so that the interest income is also added to the deposit account. Investment of your retirement fund in mutual funds, whether equity or debt fund, to be decided after analyzing the risk and the past return of the mutual fund. A small portion of your retirement money may be invested in mutual fund after careful study of the market data. Do's and don'ts continued. The documents relating to investment like fixed deposit receipts, PMVVY policy, post office bank passbook, etc., should be kept safely in a place accessible and known to nominees. Bank account to which your pension payment, medical payments, and interest income are credited may be kept as a joint account with your spouse or children so that in case of unfortunate situation, the members of your family will not find difficult to manage the family affairs. Copies of annuity advice and ledger sheet received from Life Insurance Corporation or any pension provider containing the details of the annuity amount, commuted value, nominee details, amount payable to nominee, and the bank detail should be shown and kept in a place accessible to nominee. Soft copy of the same may be kept in your mobile and computer. Copies of the same may also be saved and kept in DigiLocker maintained by Government of India. The same is applicable to other annuity service provider. Do's and don'ts continued. The pensioner should inform the nominees beforehand the procedure to claim the purchase price or principal from LIC or other insurers in case of death of the pensioner. In such a case, the nominee should carry a copy of the annuity advice issued by LIC or other insurers and the ledger sheet and approach LIC officials or other insurance official through the employer or other insurers. The pension payment order issued by the Provident Fund authorities to be kept safely in a place easily accessible by self and spouse. A scanned copy of the same may be kept in your mobile and computer for ready reference. A copy of the same may also be saved and kept in DigiLocker maintained by the Government of India. In case of death of the pensioner, a widow pension equal to 50% of the original pension with a minimum pension of Rs 1000 is payable to the widow of the pensioner. In case of Employees Pension Scheme 1995, the life certificate to be given to PF authorities in November of every year. The pensioner to visit Provident Fund office or designated centers along with the original Aadhaar card, copy of PPA issued by the PF authorities, bank passbook or checkbook, and mobile linked with Aadhaar, or approach the nearest post office. The pensioner should inform LIC or other insurers whenever there is a change in the communication address or in the bank account of the pensioner. Let us see the uses and advantages of the DigiLocker being provided by the central government. DigiLocker is a secure cloud-based platform for storage, sharing, and verification of documents and certificates, developed and maintained by Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Documents and certificate issued by central government, state government, transport department, education and learning department, etc. can be accessed and downloaded at any time. Any personal document like FD receipts can also be uploaded to the DigiLocker. DigiLocker helps to keep a safe digital record of the original document and easy to carry and have access at all times and share with others. DigiLocker can be accessed in computers and mobile phones, both Android and iOS. DigiLocker to be signed up using Aadhaar number and its linked mobile number. Every citizen is provided with 1 GB storage in cloud platform. Documents are classified under issued and uploaded documents. Wishing you all for your promotion in social status as senior citizen. Thank you.